Here at Phantoms forward Ty Loney. Ty, you guys come into a short week. You're coming off a big weekend where you scored a nice goal, a garbage goal against Green Bay. What does it speak about you and the hard work you put in that you've found yourself in position to put in 3 goals so far in the young season?
Well, I mean, I was playing with Strang and Yuri, so obviously, they're very skilled players. They can throw the puck at the net, so I mean, I just kind of crash the net, and whatever hits the goalie, hits me, goes in, counts as a goal, so it works for me.
That line really does end up working very, very hard as a 3, as you guys 3 on the line. What have you guys done to really have that mentality where you go out every shift and you're really going all out for the 60, 65 seconds you're on the ice?
Well, I mean, we're just trying to get everyone going, I guess, including ourselves. I mean, a big goal, a big hit or something like that really revs up the team. So, I mean, whatever we can do, get everyone going, we try to do it.
Cedar Rapids, you guys had a tough game. You dropped it 5-2 on home ice. Does the short week help kind of forget about that since you have to move forward so quickly to face Fargo?
Yes and no. I mean, obviously it's nice that we just get to hopefully get another quick win and forget about that loss. But still, everyone's still thinking about it, trying to get out of their heads. Realize it's just one game, we can bounce back from that no problem. So hopefully we'll just forget about it and move on.
In the game after Fargo, we don't look too far ahead. But with Dubuque on Saturday, an expansion team, is it a little bit tougher to prepare for a team like that because they have so few games as a group that you guys can really look at tape and really scout them that way you would scout like a Green Bay or a Cedar Rapids?
Well, I mean, they're obviously a pretty good team. We just kind of got to go to the game like it's any other game, be prepared. We'll watch their tapes from this year, so it's really not that much different. But I think we should be prepared. We should be fine to play Dubuque.
It's Phantoms forward Ty Loney. Thanks, Ty. Here at Phantoms defenseman Ben Politis. Ben, you guys have a short week after the loss against Cedar Rapids. Is that good for the team to get kind of away from that loss and right back into the routine with the game on Thursday?
I don't think anybody really likes the quick turnaround. However, it doesn't give us a lot of time to dwell on the loss, which is always nice. And I don't think these teams are up to the caliber that Green Bay and Cedar Rapids were, so maybe it'll give us a little easier of a weekend. I'm not saying that we're going to just steamroll them. It's going to be a tough weekend, but hopefully it's not as bad as Cedar Rapids was, because that was a battle all the way through. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm always ready to play. I'd play today if I could, but so I'm always ready. But yeah.
What have you guys taken away from that loss against Cedar Rapids that you're going to put into these weekend's games?
Just that we need to play a full 60. I think our biggest problem is that we show up either too late or too early and don't go all the way through. And I just feel that if we play that full 60, there isn't a single team in this league that could even stay with us. You saw it at the end of Cedar Rapids game, 3rd period. We were steamrolling them, and there's no way that any team should be able to hang with us if we play a full game like that.
You mentioned playing a full 60. You guys have 4 wins on the season. All 4 come by way of a 1-goal margin. What does it speak about your team being able to pull out those games when they're close at the end like that?
I think it speaks to our resilience and that we never give up. It could also mean that we don't play the full 60. That's why it's so close. I think that if we would play all 3 periods all the way through, we would be winning games like 5-0. I don't think that's far off. It's still kind of first 15 games, so people are still feeling it out. But I think that the coaching staff, the players, we're all ready to go, and we want to make that next step to play every game, every minute of every shift to our top ability.
That's Phantoms defenseman Ben Politis. Thanks, man. Here at Phantoms assistant coach Anthony Narine. Coach, you guys have a short week heading to Fargo on Thursday. You're leaving on Wednesday for the trip. Tough game against Cedar Rapids over the weekend. Does it help forget about a loss when you have to regroup so quickly to get back on the road and compete?
Well, I mean, the way we look at it is you got to have a short memory, whether it's a win or a loss. If we win, we need to get back to work and doing the things that made us successful and worry about the next team. If you lose, you got to learn from it, learn from our mistakes and get better, watch some film and work out in practice and turn around and get ready for the next game just the same.
Heading up, like we mentioned, to Fargo and then to Dubuque on Saturday. Does it help having that day off in between to travel and get the guys rested up in between games?
I mean, it's nice, especially when you're going as far as Fargo, to have a day in between. But I think either way, we got our work cut out for us against 2 very good teams. Obviously, going all the way out to Fargo, they have a tough rink to play in, a very good team. And Dubuque's an expansion team, but again, they've done very well in a short period of time here. So I think both games should be tough ones.
You mentioned Dubuque is the expansion team. Does that kind of hurt you guys in terms of scouting or getting prepared for that game because there's not as much game film or game experience with those players as a unit?
It does, but you know what? There's so much turnover in our league from year to year that I think every team's, it's almost like a brand new team every year. You know, coaches change, coaches adapt. Our league's very good in that sense that the coaches do things that, you know, maybe are different than the year before to keep them, you know, keep other coaches guessing and stuff like that. But I think either way, you know, until you really play a team in our league, you're really not going to know what they're going to do as far as what to scout against.
And then coming into the weekend, you guys had a good win against Green Bay, tough loss to Cedar Rapids. What have you guys taken from those two games to better prepare for this coming weekend?
I mean, it's just that we got to get better. You know, those are two very good hockey teams we played, and we made mistakes in both games, and hopefully we learn from them. I think Coach Carr said it best after the game on Sunday, where it's only a loss if we don't learn from it. That's the big thing. You know, Cedar Rapids looks like they might be the team to chase, and you know, when we got going in the third period, we played pretty well and we were right with them. But you can't afford to have a slow start against anybody in this league. You can't take a night off. You can't take even a shift off against these teams, or else the puck's in the back of your net. So I think that's a valuable lesson for our guys and for our younger guys, who a lot of them kind of turned the corner and started playing well this weekend.
Assistant Coach Anthony Narine. Thanks, Coach.